Hi guys, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your pick a card reading. I wanted to do a little energy update with you guys because we're having a pretty major energy shift right now. Sunday, tomorrow, we have a new moon in Cancer, and this is actually a really special moon. For the reason being that every so often we have a new moon at the very early degrees of a sign, like we did at the end of last June. It was at 0 degrees Cancer. That was an eclipse. We are moving on to the end of the month. We're ushering in Leo season as the sun moves into the constellation of Leo. Things are gonna get a little bit easier, but before they get easier, there's going to be one more punch of emotional stuff coming. Now, that's certainly not to say that the rest of the year is smooth sailing, because it's not. In fact, things are going to continue to get really intense. But I have a feeling that we're all getting our personal lives kind of together. Our priorities are getting straighter. We're starting to get to know what we want a little bit better. Decisions are coming easier. Mars in Aries is going to help you decide things that maybe you've left lingering for a while. Our motivation levels are certainly higher at this time, and Leo season is about getting it done. Leo season is about stepping up to the plate and making things happen. It's a fire sign. It's passion. It comes from the heart. It's a really beautiful season, one of my absolute favorites. But the full moon, or the new moon, in Cancer is a little complicated. The good thing about it is it's the first Cancer new moon or full moon or lunation that isn't attached to the nodes like it has been for 2 years. The nodes have completely moved into Sag and Gemini, meaning that there's a little bit more purity and ease and comfort in this new moon. The rough part of the new moon is that in its sequence as it moves through the degrees of Cancer, last week it opposed Jupiter, and then we have an opposition to Saturn during the new moon, which could mean delays. It could mean restrictions. It could mean heavier responsibilities. But I like a moon with Saturn because there's something, especially a new moon. Like I said, I sense we're all getting our priorities in order. We're starting to know what we want. And the things that we're setting in motion are really long-term plans and goals. This isn't like, it's much more than the goal of I want to go to Disney World next year, which, God willing, is an option for everyone. But it's more about where do you want to be in 10 years, in 20 years, even in 30 years. Saturn moves in longer cycles, and it's about commitment, and it's about having personal authority. And when the moon is there opposing it, there might be some emotional stuff we have to get through. Sometimes the new moon will bring new beginnings, but we have to kind of sort through things first. So if you look at the thumbnail of the picture, there's 3 piles of cards. Pile number 1 is with a rose quartz. Pile number 2 is a carnelian stone. And pile number 3 is a sodalite. Now, what you want to do with these readings, you could just pick one pile, or you can listen to all 3. I'm sure that everyone can find a little something in the advice that I give for each pile. If you want to ask a particular question, take a look at the thumbnail, ask your question, feel it out, and see exactly which pile you're pulled to. That's how you do these pick a card readings. Otherwise, you could listen to all three and see what resonates. Let's start with pile number 1, the rose quartz. You are coming out as a Queen of Discs, 8 of Cups in your environment. New moon in Taurus. Frog spirit, which I love. Oracle card. Okay, and your 5-card spread. Okay. So, pile number 1. Queen of Discs. The Queen of Disc, which is the Queen of Pentacles in the typical Rider-Waite deck, this is a card of Capricorn, and we're dealing with still a lot of Capricorn energy, right? Saturn has moved back into Capricorn. We're dealing with the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn, and all of that energy is opposing this new moon. Capricorn is the energy of looking to your future, climbing the mountain. Oftentimes Capricorns get a bad rep because they don't rest. They're always looking to achieve the next thing, to start the new process. Capricorns are at their best. The Capricorn energy, it's served best with goals. It's an energy that wants to keep striving for more, but it's really not negative. You know, it's also a sign of mastery and control. If you are dealing with financial issues, it looks like you have the intention to get things under control right now. Sort through and make plans for your finances. If you are working at a job, you may be experiencing some really wonderful things like a promotion or a raise or certain achievements. I think people see you as somebody who is extremely dependable, motivated, but it's earthy, so it has a staying power. Capricorn, same as Cancer, there is a cardinal energy where you're not afraid to start the new things. So you may be coming up against situations where new beginnings are being, they're in the process. And the Queen of Disc is not afraid. I mean, she looks really relaxed here, right? She's not afraid because she knows she has everything under control. She knows that she has everything that she needs. She knows her self-worth as well. And that comes to play a lot in this reading. The Queen of Discs does not sacrifice herself. She does not allow others to use her or undermine her in any way. This is actually a card of the perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect best friend, because there's such earthy energy, meaning there's the ability to have compassion and yet always do what you need and require first. Now she's coming out next to the 8 of Cups. This is your situation or your environment. So pile number 1, it looks to me like you may be moving away from an old way of life. Maybe moving out of an old relationship, maybe moving out of an old job. Maybe it's just moving into another position at your job. And there may be a lot of preparing or adjusting the old stuff to get ready for the new. 8 of Cups is always an energy of striving for something more. Again, it's that Capricorn energy of knowing that there's more out there that you want to achieve. And 8 of Cups is kind of this energy, whether you like it or not, you're not going to stay stagnant. The universe just simply won't allow it. Eight of Cups suggests that you have a journey, and it may be spiritual in a sense, destined in a sense. There is something that you're meant to do, something that you're meant to achieve, and the universe is pushing you right now. It could push you in different ways. It could push you by ending things, like I said, ending relationships that aren't good for you, ending certain patterns that don't serve you anymore in order to move up that mountain and achieve the next level of success. Now, the moon card that you got was prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. This is a really beautiful card because there's such a Venusian kind of feel here, and I picked that up as well with the Queen of Pentacles, which is also, it could also be a Taurus energy. Again, it's like there's focus on the finances, there's focus on your foundations, there's focus on the things that you have in your life, and how to make them better. So if you are starting a new job, if you're starting a new relationship, anything like that that's new, you have to remember that we're in earthy energies. So things might start slowly. This isn't fire energy, although we are moving into Leo season where things may pick up at a rapid pace. And that's okay, because I think right now with this new moon energy, you're adjusting those priorities, getting things straight, getting things ready. And the new moon in Taurus is really about honoring the things that you love, the things that you value. Again, getting the finances in order. Maybe there's some big moves you need to make. Maybe you want to switch over accounts or investments or move into something safer at this time. These are probably all the things on your mind. Taurus can also be about redecorating your home, maybe investing in a new home. Whatever it is, it's like you're on the precipice of something big, and this card shows you that you're on the right track, that this is actually going to work out really well for you and bring you prosperity and abundance, even if it does feel like a step back. Even if you feel like, maybe you've decided because of everything that's going on that you want to downsize your house. And you could either look at it like, well, I'm losing space, I'm losing a giant yard, or, whatever it is that you're sacrificing. And you could look at it and be disappointed. Or you could really look and have a positive attitude about what the newness is going to bring, what the freedom of not having to do all that yard work, or, if you have a 6,000 square foot home, not having to be a slave to cleaning it all the time. There's always a fresh and more balanced perspective we could put on things. Whatever it is that's changing at this time is promised to work out best for you. Now, I say that about downsizing or walking away from a relationship or even friendships because of the frog spirit card. I love this little dude. Look how cute he is. Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. So yeah, if you're getting ready to move house, there's probably a period in which you have to clean out those closets that nobody goes in, start rummaging through the attic. This is a great time to clear your space. Same goes for friendships. Same goes for relationships. If you're in a situation that isn't serving you, it's best to clear it out. I also want to say that if you're spending a lot of time, I know we're all guilty of it. We're all kind of tied to the news, watching to see what's going to happen next. Are we going to shut down again? Well, the kids going back to school, like there's so much going on, and you start to really become a slave to waiting for the next shoe to drop, right? Clear out the clutter. There's something so clear about, and I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, the need for control. And I say this because of all the earth energy coming in these cards. Earth is really good for keeping your feet on the ground, being rooted in reality, knowing what is actually possible, bringing things into the material world. However, there could be an accumulation of stuff that doesn't serve us. And some of that stuff could be the addiction to the drama that we see playing out on a larger collective scale. You have to be careful about how that affects your energy, because you're at a time where you are manifesting so quickly and you are really making things happen. And if you're in a place where you're stuck in fear, even if it is about, do I send my kids to school in the fall? Do I not? Is it safe? Can we go on that vacation? Clear out the clutter is kind of like turn off the news. Turn down the noise. Maybe don't ask everybody's opinion. Certainly don't put out a post on Facebook saying, what do you think I should do? Because you're just going to get a whole lot of mixed messages. Clear out the clutter is when you shut down the noise and you start to find the answers from within. When you start to make space in your life, if you're getting rid of friendships, if you're walking out of a relationship, the universe is always going to replace that energy. Even if you're cleaning out your house and you're throwing away 20 years worth of old magazines and books and, maybe going through the kids' papers and deciding that maybe you don't need all of that, there's always a reward for that. There's always the universe replacing that energy with something else. And that could be really positive. So it's a great exercise. And one of the things I do now, I have a stellium in Virgo, and I am extremely, I try to keep my house really clean all the time, because if I'm not in a clean environment, if I'm not in a somewhat organized atmosphere, I realize that it also affects the way that I think and the way that I feel. I feel really off balance. If you are somebody like that, then honor those urges. Honor those urges to dig into the junk drawer, to have the garage sale, to clean out the garage. Because you're telling the universe, I no longer need these things, but I do want this. And you're making space for it. Your oracle card. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Yeah, see, that's a control thing that I'm talking about. You have to take a step back and you have to let the universe work with you. If you are bumping up against obstacles and delays, Moon and Sun oppose Saturn. If you are bumping up on these delays, the universe is just kind of whispering to you, that's not your path. That's not where we're going. And it's okay. But the Taurus energy that's coming out in the reading, the Taurus can really dig their heels in. They could really say, no, it has to go this way. It has to be this way. We're just simply not in a time period for that. The quicker that you could surrender and trust the universe and believe that things are going to happen the way that they're meant to happen for you, the easier time you're going to have, the more aligned you can stay. If you're digging your heels in and forcing others to feel or do certain things, it's going to backfire for you. And you should probably ask yourself why. If you're experiencing something like this, maybe you're with a partner who seems to want to keep the relationship going the way it is, where you're looking for something more, a bigger commitment. You know, and if you step up and say, hey, I want more of a commitment, I want to get married, I want to move in together, and you start to see your partner back down, and, you know, if there's any form of a rejection, or I just don't want this right now, you have to know that everybody has their own path. Things are just meant to be. And the last thing that you want to do is be in a relationship or be in a marriage or start a living situation out with somebody who doesn't really want to be there. They're going to work their own stuff out, and there's nothing that you can do to change the situation. What you can do, what the good use of your time, is to really understand what you truly want so you can manifest it and make it happen regardless of this particular outcome. Now your cards. Wheel of Fortune. I don't know why. I'm definitely strongly picking up somebody who's recently achieved milestones at a job, maybe received a promotion, maybe moved into a big house. There's some form of achievement, a change in fortune. Things are starting to go your way. Wheel of Fortune comes out next to the Empress. The Empress is the highest level of creativity, femininity, fertility. If there are those of you who want to maybe conceive a child, now might be a really great time to focus on that. Maybe your focus on work for the past 10 years is transitioning you now into focusing on your family in some way. But the Empress attracts people to her to raise her to the next level. Now, I don't mean to say that negative, like the Empress uses people. That's certainly not it. But the Empress is aligned at this level of vibration in which anything that comes at her at a lower vibration doesn't even stick, right? She demands high quality. She demands good, healthy relationships because she knows that if she lowers her vibration in order to maintain lower vibrational relationships, lower vibrational opportunities, that she's the one who's going to lose out. She's the one who's going to sacrifice. She's the one that's not going to reach her goals and her dreams. The Empress is all four queens put together. So she has complete control over her finances. She's completely okay. I don't want to say being alone because we're never alone, but she's okay being independent on her own, and she does not force other people to stay with her, to commit to her. No, the Empress, people beg to commit to her, you know, because she's at such a pure level of self-assurance. Next to the Empress is the Two of Wands. And I look at this card and the first thing I thought was the whole entire world is at your fingertips. That's how I see this. The entire world is up for grabs for you, pile number one. You may have a decision to make. There may be doorways or pathways opening. This is coming. The things that you're manifesting are starting to take form. Your ships are coming in. The Two of Wands also indicates to me that there's somewhat a level of destiny involved in this as well. And I think that's kind of for all of us as this eclipse season, as all of this Saturn, Capricorn energy. You know, the universe is just kind of getting us in our places. I've been saying that over and over in every reading. We have to cooperate, right? There's a level of cooperation so that the universe can do its thing. It could help you meet that person. It could help you find that job opportunity. It could be striking up a conversation with someone in the grocery store and it turning into, you know, a really fantastic opportunity of some sort. Your challenge card is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a very receptive and passionate and creative energy, much like the Empress. But because it's coming up in your challenge card, Mars and Aries, there's an element of being a little too hasty. So if you are stuck on things have to look a certain way and be a certain way, and I only want this type of person, or I only want this type of house, I only want this kind of employer, you know, you kind of want to check that and be a little bit more open. The Wheel of Fortune is open to new opportunities. And the Queen of Wands might be feeling like she's in a rush to make something happen. And she might get herself into situations. Now, she's upright, so I don't mean to say that, but don't be forceful. Allow things to unfold organically. Your advice card is Temperance. Again, another fire energy. There's so much fire and creativity and yet earth here. It's like hitting all of the elements. I think this is going to be a really wonderful and productive period of time for you. Temperance says don't expect the big outcome right now. It's still being worked out. It also suggests there's divine guidance. It also suggests that the universe is working on your behalf to bring you the things that you're hoping for. But it takes time. We still have a lot of planets retrograde, and things are not going to culminate immediately, even though we are in, as we get to the 21st and the 22nd and on, we're moving into Leo season, which is going to really accentuate that Mars energy. There's a lot of fire energy, a lot of get up and go and make it happen. But good things come to those who wait. If you're in a relationship with somebody that you truly love and it doesn't appear that they want to make a commitment right now, be patient. You don't have to storm out of it. Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. You should probably talk about your emotions, talk about your expectations, be honest, put everything on the table. Again, Two of Wands. You have to know what you want so the universe can deliver it to you. So again, it may not happen in July. It may not be until August or September that the real thing takes root. But you're on the right path. And don't rush. Card number 40, breaking down to 4. This is such a funny deck. I'll tell you guys a story about it another day. It's just a very rare, weird deck that I found in a used bookstore one day and fell in love with these cards. They're all Tao related. Card number 40, do not judge. See this person sitting up here kind of on a throne, people bowing down to them. It's really important that you are forgiving of yourself, forgiving of others. If there's a lot of pressure on you, pile number 1, to kind of do and be all kinds of things for all kinds of other people, it may be a little rough. You may judge yourself. You might see yourself as a failure. Maybe you can't get it all done. You may also be really quick to judge, and I know we all are, like we're watching the news, we're watching the politics, it's an election year, things are heated up. Be gentle with people. Be gentle with people and be gentle with yourself. It's a special, unique time right now that we're in. And it's so important that you don't judge others who are maybe having a harder time getting on board with this energy. You may see it as climbing a mountain and it being really exciting, but others may be afraid of heights and it might be harder for them. So it's important that you use a little bit of compassion and kindness with others. Okay, pile number 2. This stone is really wonderful. First of all, it reminds me so much of the red rocks in Sedona, which makes me happy. I really, more than anything, I miss traveling. And I was actually about to book a vacation last week. We were going to bite the bullet and book the airline tickets, and then our governor came on and gave a speech, and me and my boyfriend looked at each other and said, I think we're going. It's all right. It's all right. This time is best served to let the universe let us know what we should be doing right now. Okay. Pile number 2, you're coming out as the Queen of Wands. Now, we just talked a little bit about the Queen of Wands in pile number 1. She's ready to make things happen. Now, there's a lot of wands in this reading as well. This doesn't surprise me. Like I said, we've got Mars in Aries, and it's about to be Leo season. It's going to be a hot summer, guys. It's going to be a real hot summer. I'm getting a lot of creative energy in this. Creative, need to make a move, need to get things going kind of energy with this Queen of Wands, which is great because I think you're in an element of being able to attract the things that you need. I think people are watching you, people are believing in you. You might really come off as really catching people's eye this month. People might be thinking you're pretty sexy, pretty hot, wanting to go out on dates with you. You might be having a lot of requests. I don't know. I mean, people aren't really doing parties anymore, but you might be getting a lot more attention than you may be used to right now. And I say that because it comes out next to the 7 of Pentacles. In this particular deck, this card is actually called Failure. Now, I don't think you're failing at anything. But I think the Queen of Wands can be a little harsh at times. And I think you might be a little bit harsh on yourself. There is clearly something in your life that needs to change. That is definitely not on the same level that you're on. I mean, look at this. This is fire and this is earth. This is creativity and it's failure. It's something that doesn't fit you. It's not on your vibrational course any longer. This could be a job, this could be a friendship, this could be a relationship, this could be your finances. There's a lot of things, whatever it is that you look at your life and you say, well, if I could just change that one thing, this is that one thing, and this is your ability to make it right. This is the universe giving you the opportunities, giving you the power to change this. Self-esteem might be in play as well. If you are telling yourself constantly that I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, that'll never happen for me, that person would never like me, I could never get a job there. There's a lot of excuses that go on with this. And the Queen of Wands does not tolerate excuses at all. In fact, it physically offends her. If you want something, where there is a will, there is a way. What isn't working out either needs to be disposed of, walked away from, and left behind. Now I say that because the moon card you got, North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. So this could be that job that you've had for 20 years And every day you pull into the parking lot, if you're still going to your job. But every day you pull into your parking lot and you kind of do that collective, here we go again. And it feels a little like Groundhog Day. And that's okay if you're in an earthly element, if you're just doing the things you need to do to be responsible, to put food on the table, to pay the bills. But the Queen of Wands and the North Node says, no, there's something more out there for me. There's something that's literally meant for me. Step out of your comfort zone says that if you could give up the old patterns, the old comforts, if you could change your thought process and believe that you could have that job of your dreams, you could go back to school, these things really can happen. And the North Node is one step at a time. Just do the thing. Just make the phone call. Just pull up a website and start researching what it is you really want. Now, the North Node comes out next to the Canary Spirit, and I absolutely love this card. Love it. It's a 12 breaking down to a 3, which always suggests that there's divine energy at play here. You're being guided. Now, North Node in your chart is an area of destiny, what is already yours. You just have to believe in it yourself. And Canary Spirit says, sing your own song. Don't be afraid. If you have talents, showcase them. If you want to go out and date, if you want to get a profile up on a dating website, take those pictures. Do those things. Express yourself. But above all, if you are at a crappy job that makes you miserable, if you are living in a crappy city that you just don't like, if you don't like the people around you, if these things aren't serving you anymore, it's time to make the move. And once you make that little step, the universe is going to work with you. Once you decide what you truly want, once you start finding your niche, once you start finding your people, things start to come together so quickly. I will never forget, I was going through a divorce, and there was a whole lot of concern about moving kids, where we're going to live, keeping everybody in the school systems, all those things that come with it. And I had spent nights and nights lying awake thinking, what if this doesn't work out? What if that doesn't work out? And I just did it anyways. I just knew that I couldn't live a particular way anymore, and I needed a change. And by letting the universe know that, everything came together so amazing, like seamless. We got the apartment. It was open on the very weekend I needed it to be open. It was actually my birthday. I was moving on my birthday weekend. But this thing that I was so afraid of, I started to feel really confident about, really okay. Not only okay, but like I was able to be myself, who I truly am, what truly matters to me. And I felt safe in that. That's the energy that I feel for you. You don't realize how safe you are once you start following your heart. Queen of Wands follows her heart. She follows her desires. Now, I'm not saying go out and have an affair, throw away your marriage, or anything like that. She follows her heart. What is meant for you? There could be a sexual component coming out as well with that Queen of Wands. But it's really about being in the element of feeling good and what honors you, what honors your soul. Your oracle card. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Guys, seriously, it's not a coincidence. North Node, Canary Spirit, and this. The universe is leading you down a path. And right now you might be like, what the heck is this? What am I going to do with this? I don't even know about this. Just go with it. go with the flow and believe in yourself. Justice card. This is a promise of balance, of getting things back on track in your life. And Justice card comes out next to the Six of Cups in reverse. Maybe there was an old relationship, you know, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Maybe ghosts came back from your past. Conversations were had. Insights came to you. Downloads, realizations that changed the story for you. You know, maybe you felt like a victim and then you got to see it from a different perspective. Maybe you felt like like you really hurt somebody, and then you come to find out that it was actually an opportunity you gave them to advance themselves. I don't know how it's energy. It's not a particular story. It's very general, but the Six of Cups is when you're letting go of your past. So something happened recently or is about to happen where the scales of justice have evened out. You know, this could be something as simple as having this tendency to give so much in relationships to others that don't give back in return. And maybe there was some introspection with the Mars Chiron stuff and the eclipses. Maybe you realized how you really might hurt yourself in these patterns and you decide to change them. And this Three of Wands is you stepping into the new. You waiting because you know you made the adjustments that you needed to make. You're no longer holding on to those past hurts, those past relationships. This could even be things dealing with, you know, childhood. It could even be a change in alimony or child support coming along. And this is you in full manifestation mode. Now I'm getting a lot of manifestation cards for us for this month, for this particular reading. And because of the fire energy, I think we're all just starting, we all just want to start something new. We all want something new, right? We all want to leave our houses. We all want to go to the grocery store. We all want to go on the vacations. We all want school to start in the fall. We want, but we're waiting. We're waiting. Your challenge card is the Five of Wands. This is a lot of noise, but this is noise in your own head, right? This is the thoughts that you tell yourself. I've always wanted to be a comedian, but I can't because I have to pay the bills. I have a job. And these are all the ways that you say I can't to yourself. I can't do this, that would really hurt somebody. I can't do this because I have to be here for somebody else. You know, all those things. This is noise. And it's just noise. It doesn't mean anything. It's not long standing. If you are spending a lot of your time on Facebook arguing with people over politics, this is wasted time. If you are arguing with other people about what you want to do with your life, if you're asking a lot of other people their opinions and taking it to heart, that is also a waste of time. Look, we're all on our own individual paths here. Nobody else can look at you and say, oh, you should do that. Oh, you would make a great teacher. You would be a great nurse. You know, whatever it is. Nobody else can tell you that but you. Nobody else can tell you to stay in a marriage or a relationship even if you're not happy. And you certainly can't say that to anybody else either. So this Five of Wands is a major waste of time. Watch your ego this month. Don't be so hurt by what other people say. Don't let other people's opinions, throw you off course. And there's so many different ways that could happen. And it's so easy when you're afraid to do something, yet you're just about to take that step and somebody says, wait, what if you get hurt? That can really throw you off. It could really throw your momentum off. So it's so important for you to kind of protect your energy, protect your goals. Maybe keep things to yourself. Keep your intentions to yourself. Don't worry about other opinions right now. This is about you being you, you expressing you, and it has very little to do with anybody else. I'm not picking up a whole lot of energy here. Your advice card, King of Wands. Now this is very interesting to me because we have a Queen of Wands and a King of Wands, meaning there is balance. Justice card. There's balance between the feminine, receptive energy in you and the masculine, go out and get it and make it happen. Now, if this King of Wands is not you, and it is the energy of someone else, maybe a potential partner, maybe a relationship that's starting to grow. First of all, it's super passionate and it's really heating up. And this is what I'm talking about. There's almost a very sexual component to this reading as well, because it's about letting go. It's about stepping into this new part of ourselves where it's okay to put your needs first. It's okay to put passion as a priority in your life. You know, if you're somebody who hasn't dated in a really long time, maybe you've been focused on the kids, or you just didn't want to, take time away from your job or whatever the situation, it's not healthy. You need that passion in your life, right? We all need that to feel ourselves. So don't fight it. Don't fight with yourself. It feels as though this is trying to come in. This and this is exactly what you're manifesting. And 53, breaking down to an 8. Simple ripples. I love that card. I actually want to read this one to you because it's pretty profound. And these are really short. Simple ripples. The world will not die for lack of wonders, but for lack of wonder. Don't be afraid to be creative. Don't be afraid to explore the new things. Don't be afraid to go on the date. Don't hold yourself back. You got big things coming. The universe is putting you on your path of destiny. And you don't want to be that person that says, it's okay. I'm going to stay where I'm at because I know I'm safe here. No, it's not about safety. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about going on that date. It's about booking that vacation. It's about looking for that new job. It's about serving the parts of your soul that are on fire and honoring them, because that's where your power lies. Simple ripples. Doing the little things. That one little thing turns into another little thing, which changes everything. Right? Little ripples. That's what you're doing now. Those little changes are going to lead to bigger changes and bigger changes until huge opportunities are showing up on your door. And all you have to do is believe that you deserve it. All right, pile number 3. Sodalite stone. This is one of my favorites. Okay, wow. So much fire in these readings. I really think Leo season is going to be big, guys. Really big. Okay. Ooh. Pile number 3. There's definitely a level of intensity here. Kind of like a pressure cooker that the universe has you in. So you're coming out as the Emperor. This is somebody who steps up and takes control, right? It's a leader. It's having the answers. It's telling people how to go, what to do. It's also being really self-confident. Now the Emperor, I think it was pile number 2 or 1, I don't remember now. Somebody had the Empress, and I explained it's kind of, the Empress is all 4 queens put together. Well, the Emperor is all 4 kings. He has mastered every level. He's mastered his emotions. He's mastered his finances and his foundations. He's mastered his heart. And he's mastered his creativity and his drive and his ambition. The Emperor doesn't sacrifice others, doesn't step on anybody's toes. He just knows what's right. He knows the right thing to do, and he does it. And this coming out next to the 4 of Pentacles, a card of power. Now, this is very different. You also got the 4 of Pentacles here in reverse. But in this deck, it's very different because I see it as alignment. I see it as simplicity. See, almost like the 4 of Wands in the Rider Waite, there's 4 corners. There's stability, alignment, systems are flowing. This is where your power comes from. All things being aligned, operating at its highest and best frequency, right? Like when you get a tune-up in your car. I really have no idea what I'm talking about now because I don't think I've ever taken my car for a tune-up. But whatever. It's cleaning out the system, making sure that everything is operating at its highest level. Now, your moon card is, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Now, this is an intense card. There is major intensity here. Full moon in Scorpio is when things come out. Secrets come out. Now, if the negativity is just kind of what's going on in the world, turn on the noise. Get off the news. Get off debating with people on Facebook and Instagram over politics. It's just a giant waste of time right now. If you're bumping up on some fears, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe. If there's a major disappointment with somebody that you love or you had a lot of faith in, there's an acceptance, and the Emperor knows. He is very versed that we are all on our own paths. We're all kind of able to pick our own road, our own destiny, our own path. We may want very badly at times for people to choose to join us in our path, and sometimes they don't. Now, this could be a work relationship, a love relationship, a friendship, a child even. If you have certain expectations for the way that you need other people to be, that's not really being in control of yourself. The Emperor is still going to be the Emperor no matter if people like him or not. If people reject to follow him or not, it does not change his flow. It doesn't change his direction. He is always on a steady path, forward movement, and he is simply not worried about what other people think of him. This new moon might be an opportunity for you to really clear out that kind of clutter, the fear of what other people might think, even, the fear of going after what you want. Now, the full moon in Scorpio comes out next to the chameleon spirit. And I want you to take a look here because this always catches my eye. You see the purple around this moon almost exactly matches the purple at the core of this chameleon. Okay, this is where I feel like you're really starting to get an awakening. You're really starting to feel your way. You're really starting to feel out how you need and want things to go in your life. And it's time for you to get control over things. Even if these are finances, if this is a job, the chameleon spirit act as if. This card, again breaking down to a 5, which could bring a little chaos, okay? The chameleon spirit can go one of either ways. Maybe even both. Maybe you're living one situation in one part of your life and another situation in another part. Chameleons' gifts are that they're mutable. They could change colors to blend in to wherever they need to blend into. So maybe there's a part of your life where you feel like you have to be a certain way. You have to think a certain way. You have to have these opinions. Maybe you're in a job where it's important for you to kind of resonate with the Republican kind of ideas. And yet deep down, there are pieces of you and parts of you that kind of buy in more to the Democratic. Now, that's like a horrible example, and I'm like mad at myself that I even brought up Republican Democratic stuff, you know, like this could be anything. This could be, you know, spirituality. Maybe you're a very spiritual person, but you don't like to show that to a lot of people. You keep it to yourself because you're afraid others will judge you. Full moon in Scorpio, it's time to get rid of the negativity. Chameleon spirit is when you step into your own and you start being who you truly are and you allow yourself to stand out. Now, that's the thing with chameleons, right? Like they can protect themselves by hiding in plain sight. So if there's been areas in your life where you feel like you've been hiding who you truly are, hiding your identity in certain ways, now is a time to allow yourself to shine. You can't hold in facets of who you are and still be invested in relationships with people that maybe don't even know you. So you have to allow people to see you for who you are. And you have to release the fear that others might judge you. Your oracle card, energy flows where my intention goes. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, do you want to pretend you're something you're not? Because then it's going to lead you to a place where you're in a lot of superficial relationships, you know? Maybe the whole thing is that you're keeping life at a very superficial level and yet you're looking at things like, I don't feel satisfied. I say that because your cards, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, this is letting go. This is an act of letting go of maybe the control you needed. Letting go of controlling others and their thoughts and their opinions. Whatever it is, you've released it. Maybe you've released the fear within yourself and maybe you're taking little steps to be more and more authentic every day. The World card. Yeah, well, if this is a really big change, if all of a sudden you're coming into work, you know, and being very spiritual when nobody even knew that was a part of your life, you know, there could be a lot of shocking things. People could, oh, I never saw them that way. Oh, I never realized that you had that in you. And, you know, the World card, it might rub some people the wrong way. Some people might want to have control over you. Some people might want to say, okay, don't express that. Don't say that. Don't do that. So the world brings endings, right? But it also always brings new beginnings. That's a beautiful card. That's a beautiful part of this card. It's a circle. Life will always keep going. And when you release something and something ends, something new always begins. And you are at the precipice in this moment of maybe something's falling away and they're making room for new things to come in. There's new beginnings here for sure. And that comes out next to the Magician. This is really about alignment. Like I said with this Four of Pentacles card, it's really about knowing what you want, how you want the rest of your life to play out. If you've been playing it safe, you know, you're coming into a period where everything in you is aligned. Your emotions, you're brave enough. You know, the Emperor, you have the courage. You probably just don't give a shit what people think anymore. And that's the perfect place to be. Because in that place of I don't need anybody to agree with me. I don't need anybody to believe in me. I'm good on my own. I have my own core beliefs, and this is all that I need in my life. The Magician is the fact that you have the tools that you need to make all of this happen. You already have it. You have the intelligence. You have the finances. You have the emotional support. You have the belief in self. This is manifesting at its greatest. So you want to manifest the things that you truly want in your life, and you don't want to manifest stress over superficial relationships, right? Act as if, chameleon spirit with the Magician. The trick about manifesting is just being in the emotional space of pretending you already have it. So if you are somebody that wants a new relationship in their life, if you are somebody that wants a new job, you simply have to take a moment to focus on the emotions it would bring you. Don't try to work out the details. Don't try to paint the perfect person, what the person would be like. The universe doesn't work like that. They're going to give you what you need, what you're vibrationally matched to at this time. You want to be really high level vibe, right? If you are making things happen, you want to make the good things happen. You want to believe in yourself. You want to believe in what you deserve. And you want to really love the outcome, but don't get so attached to the details. Your challenge card, Four of Cups. This is a card of complacency, of not being grateful for the things that we have. It's also a card of missed opportunities. So like I said, if you spend way too much in the details of manifesting, oh, I want a boyfriend, but I want him to be 6'5" and wealthy. Okay, right there, the universe is like, oh, really? How about I want a relationship that makes me feel passion and safe, you know, those things that you really want. How would it feel to sleep next to somebody every single night that you could depend on and trust and be yourself with? That's how you want to manifest. And maybe the universe is going to send you somebody who's only 6 foot tall, but the love of your life. You don't want to be so focused on the details that just because they don't look or fit the exact package you had planned on, that you'll miss it. Because the universe is handing you stuff. Look, this is a gift. You're receiving a gift. And you're not even looking at it because you're so focused on these things that you're trying to control. That's your challenge card. You can't control it and achieve it at the same time. You have to let the energy flow and do its work. Your advice card is the Star. There could be a period of time in which you're going to do some major forms of healing. You may not even be aware that this is happening. Things might be happening in your, outer life, circumstances, people breaking up with you, jobs ending, whatever it is. These are opportunities for you to get to know yourself better. Because the Star card is where you're able to be vulnerable. And these are the places you want to be right now. You want to be where you could be vulnerable. If this means in your living room, home alone, then so be it. Take all the time that you need. If this means meeting that person in which you feel like you could truly be yourself, don't let it go. The Star card is always a promise of a level of inner achievement, right? The fact that we're okay no matter what happens. We're never alone and we're always going to be okay. It's another sign of guides and ancestors being with you, helping you through these moments and giving you the strength that you need. Card number 34, breaking down to a 7. Hold on. I want to read this as well. These are really short. These are the coolest cards, guys. I was literally, that's the wrong book. I was literally in this used bookstore and there was just one pack of cards just sitting there and I was like, oh my God. Well, they're all Tao related. They're really beautiful cards. When the court is full of marvels, but the fields are full of weeds, and the barns are quite empty, when they wear embroidered clothes, when they sport sharpened blades, when they shovel down food and drink, when they possess property in excess, I call all this looting and raping, and it is contrary to the Tao. One holds on to well-being, to one's own world of affections, to what one knows, even to one's suffering. And if one unhappiness disappears, we create another. To live means not cultivating limited interests, but to open oneself up to boundless horizons of life. To live means to be always ready to take up the challenge that comes from the unknown. Otherwise, the most secure place in the world is a tomb. There, nothing can happen. I think that's really beautiful. This is all about stepping into the true, authentic person that you are, not staying in relationships that you don't find happiness. We can become very addicted. We can become slaves to things that make us unhappy without realizing it. And so if you are stepping out of a bad job or a bad relationship or a bad friendship, you have to be really careful about what you're manifesting new into your life, that you're not going to partake in those same patterns that make you unhappy. Hold on. Hold on because you want the good things to come. All right, guys. I am headed off to a day at the beach. I'm looking very forward to it. I really hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. I wish you so much love during this new Cancer moon. I hope it brings you lots of happiness, an opportunity to be with loved ones or to just love with yourself. Take care of you. All right, I'll see you guys soon for the August readings. I can't believe it's August already, but here we are. All right, take care, guys. Love you. Bye.